welcome back. That's a bit of a welcome back to me as well. It feels like quite a while since I've targeted carp, and especially done a night for them as well. It's definitely been over a month, which doesn't seem like a lot to most people, I imagine, but since I started my channel I've been doing a lot more fishing and really enjoying it as well, so it does feel like a long time since I've done a night. But we're finally here. I'm on a local park lake. I've done a video here before actually. It was, if you've seen it, it's where I did a video about being prepared for a quick evening session. That's not what we're doing today though. Like I say, we're going to be doing a night, so I've not really done much preparation leading up to it, but I have had a good idea of where I'm going to be fishing and what approach I'm going to be taking. So the first thing I've done is got straight out of the car and come down to see if the peg's free that I've been thinking of. Luckily it is, and I can see carp all over. They are all over the top at the minute, so not too concerned about being quick and getting out there, being too hasty. So we've got plenty of time to set up, maybe even have a go at getting some off the top. I didn't bring any floaters with me though, so it's either going to have to be single hook baits or sacrificing a few pop-ups to get them on the feed a little bit if I am going to go for that approach. But I'm feeling good about tonight. They're all down the shallow end like I expected, so gonna go get all my gear out the car, see if we can get this session kicked off. Jesus Christ, that's a big hill. Right, let's go. Right, we're all set up. I've currently only got 2 rods set up and out in the swim. I've got one sort of saved back, not really rigged up yet for any type of fishing, but I've got it there because I saw him cruising about, and I decided if I saw quite a few cruising about, I'd start chucking pop-ups because I ain't got my floaters with me, but I'd start chucking a bit of bait out to see if I could get them eating off the top. Since I've set up, they seem to all have disappeared off the top. I've seen 1 or 2. And I've chucked a couple pop-ups and the seagulls have had them, but the big groups that there were don't seem to be there now, so there's still quite a bit of fizzing in the swim on all sort of all across it, so I know they're still there, and I've seen a couple bosh over the other side, and I've seen a few V-lines and stuff like that, so they're definitely in the area. I don't think they're going to really be taking off the top at the minute. I think they were perhaps just basking. There was a little concern in the back of my head that it's been quite hot today and they were moving quite fast, so I hope they're not thinking about spawning again, but we'll have to see. That was a bosh. So I've got 2 rods out where I've seen fish cruising about and where I've seen fizzing. I'm going to leave those rods there for the night. One's in very shallow water where I literally couldn't even feel the drop. So that's on the right hand side. In the middle, I've cast out about a quarter of the way across the lake. That's at least probably 6 foot, well, 4 to 6 foot, not 100% sure, but it's a little bit deeper. And I have seen fish over there, seen fizzing, seen boshing, so that's good as well. And they're the 2 rods that are out. But then over to the left of the swim, probably a third of the way across the lake, there's a floating island. Deeper water there, so probably between 6 and 8 foot there. And previous experience on the lake, I know that they like hanging around those. I don't think they'll be in that deeper water feeding at this time of day and in this weather. I'm hoping that later on they'll drop on there. They'll drop around those spots and start feeding around there. So what I've done is I've chucked a few boilies out over there now, a few pouches of boilies, just to get the scent in that area. And if there are any fish passing over, just to let them know basically there's some food in that area, maybe for later on. So I'm pretty confident with the 3 spots I've chose. I've got 1 rod on the bank if I do see any fish that start taking anything off the top. Not holding out for that, if I'm honest, but fingers crossed it's going to be a successful night. That's got to be one of the worst 5 minutes I've had carp fishing. So I've been waiting and waiting, you know, as you do when you're carp fishing. It's 20 past 10. Everything probably happened about 10-15 minutes ago. Got a bit of a drop back bite on my left rod. The bobbin had dropped right down. I'm using back lead, so the bobbins are up a little bit and it dropped straight down. So I picked up into it. Nothing there, unfortunately. Just as I was recasting that rod, which was almost straight away, my middle rod absolutely screamed off. Picked up into it, felt a little bit of a run, and then nothing. I thought the hook pulled, reeling in, there was no weight to it. Something had cut straight through my line. Like, it wasn't that the knot had pulled, where, you know, if the knot had pulled, you'd see the end of the line all sort of curly. Straight cut. I know there are mussels in here, swan mussels I believe, so that must be what it was. I knew it was kind of going to happen this sort of time. The light's just dropping off now. Well, you know, it's been getting darker, but the light's got the last little bit of light now. I knew that was when the bite was going to be, the first bite. I reckon there's a chance to get a bite overnight. So I've recast my rods, same spots, chucked a bit more bait out. Fingers crossed, you know, we get another chance. Just as I was having a coffee, just before I show you the other 2 that I've got in there, sacked up, my left rod went. Didn't scream off. None of these fish that I've got screamed off at all. I wouldn't have been able to tell you if it was a carp or a bream from the bite. So either way, we've had a good session so far. 3 fish. This is definitely the smallest, and the other 2 are definitely prettier as well. So whilst I very much appreciate this fish, I'll get him back and I'll show you the other one. Massively disappointing. Just lifted the sling out and there's only one. I did hear a big splash this morning, right close in, and I thought it was just a carp washing right next to the peg. I don't think that was the case. Luckily, I think the biggest and best looking is the one that remains. So still not a monster by any means. It is a cracking looking fish. It's quite ghost-like. It's quite sort of a grey colour. There's a few of them like that in here. They're a very nice fish all the same. This was actually the first fish I caught last night. And like I say, when I got the bite and when I was playing it, I wouldn't have known. I didn't know until I saw it that it was actually a carp. I thought it was a bream. And they've all been like that for some reason, except the screaming take that ended up just cutting straight off. But I wish I could have shown you the other one, because there was another beautiful scaly. Not quite as big, not that this one's massive, but session's living up to expectations, to be honest. Not exceeding them, but living up to it. As you might be able to tell, it's started absolutely tipping it down, which was expected. Bit of a storm rolling in, and that does switch the carp on more often than not. So it's only about 6 o'clock, maybe just after. I'm here till about 12:30, so who knows, there might just be time for another bite. Right, well that was quite a roller coaster session really, plenty of ups and downs. First up being the bites, the first couple of bites coming bang on when I thought they would, and then straight to a down of losing them both. Back up again, catching 2 fish in the night, 1 in the morning, then straight back down to one of those fish jumping out the sling. But you learn from these mistakes. Fishing wise, I think I learned perhaps not to back lead on there now. I think that was the issue. My line was laid right on the deck across the bottom of the lake, and it, that's what I think caused the clean cut. It got, I don't know, a swan mussel grip round the line, or it grated up against the swan mussel. So I don't think I'll be back leading when I fish there. So that's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is more about my filming. In that, if I had filmed those 2 fish that I caught in the night time, as soon as I woke up, then I would have had 2 to show you. Either that, or I've learned that I need a new sling, and one that's actually, fully secure and that they're not going to escape from. And then the third lesson again is probably to do with filming, is that I need to do something about, or I need to make sure I've got plenty of charge, plenty of batteries, because before my session ended, all of my camera batteries had run out, my phone had run out of charge, and my portable charger was dead as well. So there was no way I could film the outro during the session, and that's why I'm here now. Not that there was a whole lot more to film really, except the outro, because the rest of the session consisted of this, and then a little bit of this as well. So although I was happy, I caught those fish, and so I caught 3, had another absolute screaming run, and quite a savage drop back bite. I know my fishing was good, but there were mistakes that I made, and that's only a positive though really. I've learned from that, but at the time it didn't feel great, and it was finished by everything just getting soaked through. But hey, that's fishing. Still enjoyed the session looking back on it. I'll definitely be back there again to make another video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Got plenty more content coming. I'm hoping to get on the rivers a bit more as well now. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one.